Michelle Garza Cervera's reimagining of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle is set to hit Hulu on October 22nd, with Micah Monroe and Mary Elizabeth Winstead stepping into new versions of the iconic roles. The remake promises a modernized approach with fresh character dynamics, but as anticipation builds, fans and critics alike are turning their attention back to the 1992 original, particularly to Rebecca de Mornay's unforgettable performance as one of the most chilling nannies in thriller history. The original's lasting impact. When Curtis Hanson released The Hand That Rocks the Cradle in 1992, it entered a crowded field of psychological and crime thrillers. Though it didn't dominate the box office, the film grew into a cult classic over time, its unnerving story of obsession and vengeance embedding itself in pop culture. Unlike many contemporaries, the film endures because of its unsettling intimacy. It takes place in the seeming safety of a family home, gradually twisting into a nightmare. A story rooted in betrayal and revenge. The story begins with Claire, Annabella Ashora, and her husband Michael, Matthew McCoy, who appear to live a quiet, happy life with their young daughter Emma. But after Claire is assaulted during a medical visit, her report leads to multiple accusations against the doctor, whose subsequent suicide leaves his pregnant wife, Mrs. Mott, Rebecca de Mornay, devastated and alone. Consumed by grief and rage, Mrs. Mott reinvents herself as Peyton, a seemingly perfect nanny. Infiltrating Claire's household, she slowly dismantles the family's stability, isolating them from friends and allies. Her sinister intentions manifest in subtle, manipulative gestures that escalate to shocking extremes, including one of the most haunting images in 1990s thrillers, Peyton secretly breastfeeding another woman's child. Rebecca de Mornay's defining role. While Hanson's direction builds the framework of suspense, it's Rebecca de Mornay who elevates the film to classic status. Her performance as Peyton is terrifying precisely because it is layered with nuance. She conveys menace through quiet stares and calculated gestures rather than overblown theatrics. Every smirk, every icy glare feels loaded with intent. What makes Peyton so fascinating is that she's not portrayed as purely monstrous. Mornay threads vulnerability into her character. Behind the cruelty lies a grieving mother, her anger fueled by personal loss. This complexity blurs the lines between villain and victim, forcing viewers to experience conflicting emotions of horror and reluctant empathy. Critics often cite this duality as the reason The Hand That Rocks the Cradle stands apart from other thrillers of its era. Mornay gave audiences a character who is both terrifyingly ruthless and tragically human, a performance that continues to resonate more than 3 decades later. The upcoming remake, a fresh take or inevitable comparison. Cervera's 2025 version aims to put a new spin on the tale. Monroe will portray Polly, the reimagined Peyton, while Winstead steps into the role of Caitlin, in place of Claire. According to the filmmakers, the remake won't simply replicate Hanson's original. Instead, it will complicate the moral conflict by placing both women in morally ambiguous territory, exploring gray areas of power, trust, and motherhood. While this approach suggests a compelling modern update, it also guarantees inevitable comparisons to the original. For many fans, Mornay's chilling portrayal set a gold standard that will be difficult to surpass. Why the 1992 classic still matters. As the Hulu remake draws near, one thing is clear. Curtis Hanson's The Hand That Rocks the Cradle has secured its place as a defining psychological thriller of the 1990s. More than its twisty revenge narrative, it is de Mornay's performance that endures, an intricate blend of menace, grief, and manipulation that redefine the cinematic villain. Whether or not the remake manages to carve out its own identity, the original remains a must-watch for anyone who loves suspense-driven drama. Before meeting Monroe's Polly this October, revisiting Mornay's Peyton might be the best way to appreciate just how high the bar has been set.